This is a ball python, arguably one of the most popular snakes in the world, but it wasn't always that way. You see, when ball pythons first exploded onto the scene, they were kind of considered garbage animals. Wait, let me explain what I mean by that. Basically what happened is that they only imported wild-caught adult ball pythons at the time. Ball pythons can be a little bit finicky, and adult wild-caught ball pythons can be really finicky. So the majority of the ball pythons that came into the country were kind of beat up, and they oftentimes didn't live very long because they wouldn't eat and they just didn't adjust to captivity well. So how is it that you can go into almost any pet shop in the world and run into a ball python? And you see what turned the tides is a guy named Emmanuel Noah from Accra, Ghana, which is over in West Africa. Actually went to school down in Miami with a guy named Joe Fossey. And Joe Fossey was into reptiles, and he knew that Emmanuel Noah is from West Africa, where ball pythons were from. So they devised a plan. And that plan was to collect eggs from the female adult ball python. Rather than actually shipping the adult ball pythons, they would collect eggs, hatch them over in Africa, and then ship them over to Joe, and they were actually captive hatch ball pythons from Africa. Now these animals, although they went through some stress shipping in, typically did just as good as captive bred animals, and all of a sudden, ball pythons were no longer garbage animals and that wouldn't thrive in captivity. They were actually really good, thriving animals, and that's what started the popularity of ball pythons.
So obviously here at the Reptarium, we keep a lot of different animals, from different snakes to different turtles, all the things. And it's very, very hard to pick your favorite.
But today we're gonna try to, because we're picking our favorites in each category.
Starting with turtles.
Turtle!
This is my favorite turtle. Very tough because I love Bowser so much, and I have to say his name because he really is one of my favorites. But obviously you guys see me and Mike Tyson here have a very, very loving relationship for each other. I love this turtle so much. He's just so cute.
And you guys have the same name.
Well,
Did you name him after yourself?
Yeah.
Can I get a Connie? This is my favorite tortoise. His name is Franklin. I like him because he's little, but he has a lot of personality. Take him on the ground, see if he does anything wild. Oh, look at that. He walks pretty fast. But he's little and he's cute, and he's actually almost as old as me, which is really cool because he's the eldest tortoise that we have here. Oh, I thought he was older than Big Mama.
No, he's like 26.
Well, he still is like old as me, and I think it's really cool that it's little, but like that old. No,
well, your
this
favorite turtle tortoise is gonna go eat the gift shop, and Lori's gonna kill you.
I love Franklin. Here you go. You want that? Oh, sorry.
But that really wasn't what made ball pythons the most popular snake on the planet. Actually, mutations started that. And the mutation that started it all was this one right here, which is an albino ball python. Same guy, Emmanuel Noah, actually exported an albino ball python that was caught in the wild. And ultimately, it was sold to a guy named Bob Clark. You might remember Bob Clark. He's the one that got the pied Burmese pythons from. Well, he was the person that actually produced the first albino ball python. And sure enough, that mutation alone made ball pythons an investment animal. But what really made ball pythons the most popular snake in the world after the albinos was this snake here. Not this particular snake, but this mutation. That was a piebald ball python. Now, there had been piebald ball pythons even back in the 60s imported, but no one actually bred them. Peter Call actually got a handful of piebald ball pythons and proved them out genetically a handful of years after the albino. And then everyone went crazy with ball pythons. Everyone wanted the albinos and everyone wanted the pies. The pies were going for $25,000 per baby, and there were a line of people just waiting to buy them. They were so popular, and that's what really opened up the floodgates for the most popular snake on the planet.
So my favorite lizard is Tiana.
Wait, you're supposed to say. Guys, we're moving the lizards now. We already done tortoise / turtles.
So my favorite lizard is Tiana. She is so cute. Like, I love picking her up, and she doesn't fight it. Once again, I think this is gonna be the theme of all of my favorites. She has a lot of personality. Okay, this feels weird.
And she won't get as big as Bella too. That's the other thing. Legasea hybrids are very, very cool. They don't get quite as big as like a big rhino we want. But there's so much same personality, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's go. My favorite is Toothless, and
does he have teeth or no? Booger came out.
So this is another one that took me forever to decide. It's so hard. Hey, look! Look! Now he's toothless. Yeah, the collection, please.
I'll add it to the puka shell necklace collection.
Did you say pupa shell? I spent so much time thinking about this. It's very hard. I love all the lizards. I love all the things here. And you can't pick a favorite ever. But I mean, Toothless is just one of them lizards that, like, the personality. I mean, you can just bring him right up here and give a kiss. Yes, I do. I love you.
Don't worry, Toothless. If you run out, we've got more teeth here for you.
Yeah, let's make us some dentures.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, don't spill the teeth, man.
You worked very hard for your collection.
That's like a year's worth of teeth.
It was the early to mid 90s, and ball pythons were on the map, and there was really 3 people in the country that were doing the majority of the kind of buying up a ball python. That was yours truly here, Kevin over at Nerd, and Tracy Barker from Vita Precocious International. There were some other people that were trying to get into it, but we were buying the majority of the mutations that were coming out of West Africa, and that's when things like the pastel ball python that Kevin McCurley and a guy named Greg Graziani brought in about the same time, and they proved out, and this was the first incomplete dominant animal that was brought out of West Africa that really changed things. I bought my first one from Kevin for $15,000. Now they're like $100 or $150, so it's definitely changed a bunch. But the fact is that the pastels were one of the first mutations that came in that really changed things out because of the fact that you could breed a pastel to a normal and get pastels first generation. Then the Cinnies came into the country, another incomplete dominant animal, and when you bred them together, you produced a solid dark super Cinny ball python. That was really cool, and this one's a feisty little monkey. Of course, we were bringing in lots of mutations like ghost and hypo ball pythons, clown ball pythons, and then of course I brought in the pinstripe ball python in the late 90s. That was a really kind of game changer as well. By this time, it was absolutely crazy. I mean, there were tons of mutations being produced, and everyone was kind of getting rid of their leopard geckos, their Burmese pythons, and all their other snakes, and all the people that were saying that ball pythons were garbage animals were buying them up like crazy because they wanted to get on the ball python train, realizing that these were going to not only be the most popular snake in the world then, but they were going to maintain that popularity for many decades to come.
When it comes to the snakes, this is by far the hardest decisions I've had to make. Snakes, I've just always been infatuated with. When it comes to the one, the pinnacle, the true love here at the Reptarium, it is Bugatti, the bull and python. He is absolutely stunning. I just love his head. I'm speechless.
How do
Look
you
at
do
the
it?
color, dude.
How do you do that? How do you grow like that? No. How do you get the iridescent paint job for free? Is that a wrap?
Yeah, dude, it's a car wrap. That's why his name's Bugatti. Millions of
Wow,
dollars.
now it's all making sense.
And they get like pretty big around. A lot
What is he
bigger.
doing? Right there.
He's grabbing my key.
I love Snaz. He has an amazing temperament. He's one of the animals that they always bring to like zoo to use, and so you know he's good around kids, he's good around me. Just a standard run-of-the-mill. No wait, that sounds mean. You are beautiful and unique Burmese python. Trust him with my life.
Are you picking everything off personalities?
Yeah, I'm a personality person. I don't pick for looks. I pick for what's on the inside.
Okay.
And you could probably learn. Either way, I love large snakes. Snaz is a large snake with a great attitude.
He's a great snake.
He is.
That's a good choice.
He's a good baby.
And like I mentioned, by the mid to late 90s, it was absolutely ridiculous how many people wanted to get into ball python. The clown ball python was produced about that time. As a matter of fact, we brought in the second clown ball python ever and produced the first albino clowns and pastel clowns a couple years later. And who would have thought that 20-something years later, that clown ball pythons would be the basis for the most popular ball pythons that are being produced right now. And that's how ball pythons became the most popular snake on the planet. And now there are so many color mutations that you could choose from almost anything. As a matter of fact, we just had a bunch of really cool ball pythons. I want to show you them right now.
Frog! Favorite right now is the red-eyed tree frogs. I'm using gloves right now because I don't want to get my oils on their skin. Amphibians have very, very sensitive skin. Maybe not so much for personality, but because of their gorgeous looks. I mean, this guy like literally looks made up. Why? You have orange feet. He's got like this tiger stripe blue patterning on his ribs, and then he's got these like bright red eyes. How does such a thing exist? Does he look like a barrette?
A ribbit. That was a good one. Connie's favorites are the most basic and well-known frogs versus mine are the Amazonian milk frogs. These guys, I will say, I would have to follow Connie's rules for this favorite, is they have such good personalities. Like this is the female here, she's a little bit bigger than the male, a little bit closer together of eyes, which is really funny to tell frogs by their eyes and their size, but it's okay. This female actually produced so many of the babies, well actually all of the babies that we've had, and we are still selling on BHB Reptiles right now. I love these guys, from the color to their attitudes to their personality, the way that they eat. Like you can just hold the cricket to his face and they typically just like and then just eat your whole thing. I love that. And like this is fired down. Like this isn't even like the brightest blue they get. I mean, what other frog has blue toes and blue bellies? It's so cool.
Frog legs.
And I love milk.
And it's always so crazy to see these babies hatch out. I mean, I couldn't have dreamed of these snakes 20-something years ago. This was actually a pastel pie that was bred to a mahogany heifer pie. What we have here is two beautiful little pastel mahogany that are 100% heifer pie. Mahogany is a little bit of a darker morph. This one's got some cool striping on it. And then, of course, we have just a piebald ball python here. Again, just like the one that I showed you before, Honey, the one that kind of started the real craze for ball python. And then I've got these these guys here, which is the all-gene animal. These are mahogany pies. Actually, not all-gene because they don't have pastel in them. They're just normal mahogany pies. If I breed mahogany pie to mahogany pie, I can get what they call a panda pie, which is basically a black and white ball python. So you can assure these guys have a future, and hopefully we'll produce some black and white ball pythons here in the next couple years. I think next year we have some up to size, which is pretty cool. And it just keeps going. You know, this is a pastel ball python to a pastel vanilla bamboo spider. And just look at some of these animals right here. This is a gorgeous animal here. This is actually a pastel vanilla spider bamboo ball python. Absolutely incredible. And then we just have a normal little vanilla bamboo ball python here. Another couple vanilla bamboo ball pythons, but look at the bamboo and how it changes the pattern on that animal. I think that's an underrated morph. Bamboos are incredible, and they are in the blue-eyed leucistic complex. So if you breed bamboo to any of the Lessers, Mojaves, even to bamboo, you get blue-eyed leucistics as well. And then we have a little vanilla bumblebee, which is a pastel and a spider and a vanilla. These are like things that we couldn't have dreamed of producing here 20-something years ago because we didn't have the mutation. This is actually a spinner ball python, which is a spider and a pinstripe, and it's bred to a banana GHI Mojave. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. We have a banana spinner right here. We have just a little pinstripe right here. Look at this. This is actually a banana Mojave. I love the way the banana and the Mojave mix together. There's just so much variety in this. Look at this. It's absolutely incredible. We have a little spinner here, which is a spider and pinstripe. Look at that animal right there. So this is actually a banana GHI that just looks incredible. I mean, that is just incredible. We have another spinner with, it looks like it has some other gene. I don't even know what that is. Look at this animal right here. I don't even know what this is. It's certainly a GHI Mojave, but it's not a normal GHI Mojave because this is a normal GHI Mojave. Look at the difference between this. What genes are in here? I'm not 100% sure, but that is absolutely stunning. And then another little banana here. We've got another little Mojave spider. I mean, that clutch is an absolute ripper.
Okay guys, so check this out. We're moving on to arachnids or bugs. You guys know I don't like spiders. I can't do the tarantulas. I'm actually picking our Asian emperor scorpion, and what's really, really cool about this guy is actually in the middle of molting right now, or he's just finishing. So I'm not gonna pull him out. I'm not gonna mess with him. Obviously, they're very, very fragile after they molt and stuff. But this is really cool to see. I actually think he's done. I don't know why the thing with stingers is my favorite out of all of them because they only have fangs and all that stuff, but they're still creepy. But this guy is got a little bit of attitude, which I kind of likes too. I've always wanted a scorpion, so to get to work with this guy and kind of handle him every so often is one cool thing that I love. So I'm picking this guy. Oh, he is done. Look, look, look. He's coming out from behind it. So I wonder if I can grab some tongs and pull that out of there real quick. Let go of it, buddy. Or maybe his leg's still in there? I don't know. I can't tell. He's just kind of sitting on it, so I'm going to give him a few more minutes to kind of start walking around again. How cool is that? I've never seen that in person.
Me neither.
Okay, apparently you have yours.
This is Scarlet, our Chilean rosehair tarantula, and she is my favorite arachnid here because she's beautiful, amazing temperament. The rose hairs are the ones that we typically take out for zoo to use. That's why I really love it, because I can scare Mike with it, but that's wrong. Remember our last video? You don't scare people.
You're not supposed to scare people with things.
Exactly, so I won't do that, but it is funny.
You keep getting really close. Can you just like take one second?
Is it really freaking you out that bad?
Connie?
This little thing with her little peeps?
I cannot believe how many beautiful snakes are in it. This is the same father, a banana GHI Mojave, but it was a black pastel. So what we have here is the all-gene animal here, which is a black pastel GHI Mojave, and you get that black morph into it. GHI kind of makes things darker. Black pastel makes things darker, and then you mix that in with the banana, you get that purpley snake. This is a normal GHI here that is just the dark morph and the busy pattern. And then we have this animal here that I absolutely love. This is actually a GHI Mojave black pastel. So again, you're combining the two dark morphs, the black pastel and the GHI, and then you're getting the Mojave gene in it, kind of blanking out the pattern. I mean, that, again, I couldn't have imagined that animal. And now all this stuff is available to everyone, just making the popularity of ball pythons more and more. And I know there are people out there that are haters on ball pythons and they're like, oh, I hate ball pythons. The fact is, they're just amazing animals. I mean, this is a heifer pie to a piebald ball python, and even just a normal, beautiful, normal ball python. This is actually heifer pie, so it looks normal. It's carrying the piebald gene. It's still an amazing animal. And then there's just a whole bunch of piebald ball pythons in here. We were actually the people that produced the second piebalds. Pete Call produced the first. We ended up producing the second piebalds the next year, and just, I couldn't imagine hatching a clutch with all these piebalds in them. I mean, it would have absolutely freaked me out. Again, these were $25,000 back then, so holding in my hand right now would have been about $200,000 worth of snakes. Now, again, pies are affordable now, you know, anywhere from $300 to $500, something like that. So you can get a beautiful ball python like that for just a few $100. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come. This is a pastel chocolate bred to a banana chocolate cine. That animal right there, I don't even know what this is here. It should only be a black pastel and a cine because those are the two dark genes. But that sooty, crazy look to it, I don't know why it looks like that. I produced other black pastel chocolates before and they look nothing like this. So this is really amazing. This is actually like the all gene animal. This is a banana pastel chocolate black pastel animal. I mean, unbelievable how beautiful it is. I mean, can you imagine being able to see ball pythons like this? I mean, it's a dream of mine to have seen it come from the albinos, the pies, and now where we're at now, where we're producing just crazy animals. And that's why ball pythons will continue to remain the most popular snake on the planet for decades to come.
Sid's sleeping underneath the bird toy right now. Oh, he woke up. Next category is the mammals. This takes a lot of time and effort to pick your favorites because it's very hard. We love Drogo, we love Brillo, we love Sid, and we love Javi. It's very hard to pick, but Sid does not like Connie.
Why?
Are you gonna let me pick mine and you pick yours?
Yeah, you picked that one.
I know I did.
Apparently, I'm not his favorite, her favorite.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay guys, so Sid is my favorite mammal, I believe, that we have. Like I said, I love Drogo, I love Brillo, I love Javi. It's very cool that we get to say that we work with these amazing animals. I've never been so close to a porcupine, and the fact that we have to bottle feed her and take care of her every single day, multiple times a day, is just amazing. I mean, she's gonna be 60 pounds, she's gonna get like 6 times this size.
Nope.
Yeah, come to Uncle Mike, who's a good boy.
Ooh, and what's not to love? It's basically a giant guinea pig, and what's awesome is that I actually can hold and pet this one without breaking out in an allergic reaction. For whatever reason, I'm extremely allergic to guinea pigs. Yeah, they're like a giant guinea pig. They're beautiful. I love Javi's trills. Adorable, fluffy little creature. Once again, like, we've been working with him more and more, and so I'm just like getting to know about him.
You wanna know my favorite thing about Javi? His little Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
Tyrannosaurus
Yeah,
Rex.
so they've got that web feet, which is like really like specialized for swimming because they're very like aquatic. Google capybaras are friends with everyone, and it's because capybaras famously get along with all types of different animals, and they're very good in social settings.
There you guys have it. There's some of our favorite animals in each category, and I'm pretty sure they'll just change tomorrow. Let us know what some of your favorite animals that we have are. Let us know what some of your favorite animals that you have are. Do you guys have a capybara? Do you guys have snakes? Let us know in the comments. We like to read them anyways, so
Yeah!
Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember...
sorry.